Hello berries, welcome to a Cinder game in Evercore Heroes. I played Cinder quite a lot recently, especially after the changes made to on patch 2 with a lot of the head-to-heads. Cinder, I think a lot of people regard him as quite low on damage, and I think they'll actually be quite surprised on how much damage he does do. He's got a lot of dot damage, but he does more damage the more targets he actually puts on fire. So a lot of people, I think, just kind of don't realize that kind of aspect of him. I need to put everything on Smartcast as everything's reset, unfortunately. So his passive is every time that you have a enemy on fire, you get 100 spell power. Whenever you auto attack someone that is on fire, you get mana back. Now there is a bug at the moment on this Harbor head-to-head boss, if we do make it, where our auto attacks won't actually give us mana, unfortunately. I need to spread up away. I'm going to take E here. It's going to do like a little cone of damage in front of me. It does instant damage and then does that burn damage. It's quite nice early just to be able to chuck out some damage early on.
They're all afire.
I'm going to take W level 2. It's just more kind of like bursty individual single target damage. And then we'll take the Q level 3, and that's what we're going to be maxing as well this game. Q is like, puts a little circle on the ground. So it burns mobs, but it has that detonation. It's quite similar to kind of like Sky Q, if you're familiar with playing Sky. The downside is though, like Sky's Q detonation range circle is pretty big, whereas Cinder's is quite small, so it's sometimes quite difficult to actually get that to proc off and land. I'm gonna go and get 1000 gold on this map for a seed. Every single class or like hero has a seed that they can buy from the shop, which scales over 10 minutes. So in our case, we're going to be buying one that gives us ability power. Okay, I will help my team do this objective first. So we want to get burning targets on as many targets as possible. Use single target on either the healers or the giant dudes. It's going to be quite difficult to do early on. We want to kill the healing ones first if possible, but I can't even get in range because I got aggro on these two at the front. I do have healing potions on my power here. I might end up having to pot one. Don't seem to be receiving any heals at the moment. Try and kill this healer. Okay, cool. The gauntlet thing isn't great. I'm just going to go back and grab the seed. I don't think my teammates know necessarily about seed. Okay, cool. So a lot of the items that we're going to be stacking up when playing Cinder is just raw magical power. In patch 2 there's a couple of nice things from the shop. We might be able to get some spicy peppers, which we'll go into if we actually have them. But a lot of Cinder's kit is just dotting up as many enemies as possible with the fire debuff, and then just eliminating individual targets with your W. There is a little bit of a wind up on the W, so don't get caught up on that by getting hit. But generally he's quite close range, but he's quite mobile. Like his Q and his E are pretty much instant. The W has that slight wind up. His ultimate, when we get that, will basically do like a fire aura around the multiple targets. Oh, let's revive this one. And it also increases your mana regeneration and your ability power. Yeah, he needs Blink to kind of stun or like move this target off of the healing pools so it doesn't heal up to full like that, or we're going to be here for a very long time. And just in general, you just want to have your fire debuff on as many different targets as possible. A minor thing, Cinder's passive, the dots do crit, so you if there are anything like crits kind of stuff in the shop, this Blink isn't moving it off the circle. This is just pointless. I'm not gonna do this.
They're all afire.
Hopefully people just move on from that. Unfortunately, Blink isn't using their movement ability to knock them off of the healing pool. Sometimes that can just kind of happen in a pug with lack of coordination and stuff, but it is what it is. And hey Void, hey Myra in the Twitch chat, I hope you guys are doing alright.
This will heal you.
They're all afire.
So we've got the event happening soon. It's a new event that got released on patch 2, where it's kind of like a crucible, but you get short windows of time in order to better do damage to the tower. We're not doing too great in terms of like everything right now. People want to do this gauntlet. There isn't much gold sitting on this gauntlet. Fortunately, I don't think the gauntlet takes that much time now. I think they buffed it by about 10 seconds. So getting a little bit of low mana, so just using this healthier target just to help generate some more. If you do find yourself completely out of mana, there is the fountain back in base.
They're all afire.
If you stand in that, then you generate like half the mana pretty quickly. And so we only got 400 for this one. Event starts soon. We should probably make our way up there and try and find an easier pack than that healing elemental to kill. So we want to just go for the... Just not gonna bother. There's just no point this time. There's usually some mobs around here, isn't there? And it's only a couple, but it's worth killing. Just do that myself, that's fine. Kinda even with most people in this lobby. It's level 6. I don't think anyone's severely popping off. It's a big shard up there. We can kill that after.
Watch them burn.
So once we killed these mobs around here, we can now start doing damage to the tower itself. My shrink ray, or from the trait, can shrink the towers apparently. So that's why the turret just shrank. So now we can DPS the tower again.
My bow. This will heal you.
It's gonna shield up again, I think. Yeah. Just need to kill one more wave of mobs. We should get first on this, which will give us a good chunk of loom. Also shard up here. Cool. So items here, we've already got the Seed of Smoldering Flame. I feel like gold might be a little bit of an issue for us with this team. Get the 300 magical power and a spell battery, so whenever we cast abilities we get extra ability power. So I'm just going to cast a few spells in base here just to get my magic power up a little bit. Might be some mobs around here that I can kill while waiting. We'll take the solo on this map. Cinder's not the easiest one to handle the gauntlet with, because he doesn't have any slows or any real way to keep enemies in the queue. It can be quite difficult, but he does a lot of single target damage. Think of him more like a Zari but caster. Someone just used a horror grenade. But the same principle kind of applies. You want to have your
Here, have this.
your debuff on as many different people as possible. You can get it stacked up quite high. It's 100 magical power per mob. Oh, it's a shame Lotus didn't kill that healer. There's a couple of mobs there, unfortunately, on our core.
Here, have this.
But he's one of the hardest ones to do the defense on for sure, just because of the lack of slows. Like the goo from the shop here would have actually been quite good, specifically for the defense. I'm going to pop my ulti here. Might be a little bit early. We have the good single target damage on the W, but it can be quite difficult to actually get the hit. Specifically, the healer, this turret guy is trying to take me down. Okay, not the prettiest defense. I don't think he's the best on solo, but I think we handled it, considering it seemed like a lot of the people in this lobby are maybe not super high skilled. I think ideally you want to be in the group section here with Cinder rather than solo. Right, we want to kind of get some more elite items here. Because we overstepped on the gauntlet, they're going to spawn some mobs behind us. We don't actually want to do the gauntlet as there isn't that much actually inside it. This is a really nice item for Zari. Auto attack speed item. Has a little bit of crit on I think too. Although they get nerfed in patch 2. Like this combined with like energize is really nice auto attack speeds. So we're just going to play dot to dot right now. We're going to go to like as many different elite camps as possible, just so we can kind of min-max. So this is like a magic power item on this, I don't even know what you call it, our Yeti. And as always, just kind of stacking up the dot as much as possible. So as we get more magic power for hitting more mobs, the dot actually goes up. So it's not from when you do the cast, it's like if you attain more magical power, the dot value actually goes up a little bit. Also fun little fact, apparently magic spells do more damage to shields. I just nearly went down there. So you can see like, I think just about maybe that mob got hit by the Q, but yeah, this one has 200 magical power to slows and auto attacks. Could use some more magical power stuff. Looks like I didn't win it. Looks like the Zari took it. She doesn't actually need magical power, I don't think she's aware, but it happens. There's another elite down here. Parting gift, that's another magic damage one. We'll pop our ulti here. There's lots of mobs to burn to stack our magic power up higher. Try and wait to use a single target until it's crowd controlled or it stopped charging. The same with the Q. See how it charges then? Want to try and plant. Oh no. And that's the downside of the W. Can I get a heal? Nope. Okay, so that was the bug where if you click need on an item when you're dead, you die. Because even though the text box for the need is over the death, the release, it's actually got priority for some reason. So yeah. Hey, at least we won the parting gift icon, so that's all cool and fun and stuff.
This will heal you.
So here they're doing a crucible. If they kill this, they get 20 loom, I think. Makes the core a bit stronger. Another team is going for the Kara grenade disruption, so every time you kill a mob, they'll drop a grenade, and that you'll need to kill. Blink's kind of run off to do their own thing, and our team is wiping on this crucible. And the Blink doesn't care. It's just... oh, okay. Might actually not be able to do this crucible. Put some dots on it. Oh god. This is just not gonna happen, is it?
They're all afire. Watch them burn.
They kind of pulled it as a 2, and now there's just too many. Okay, I think we just leave that. Classic solo queue adventures this. Oh boy. Yeah, not sure why the blink left them as a 2 on the Crucible, but yeah. Just classic kind of solo queue stuff happening right now. We'll see if we can get anything from the shop, and then we'll try and kill maybe one more thing and then go to the event. We'll get the goo. It's got a nice flat amount of magical power on, and then we can slow mobs, so that will help us for the tower, the defense, the core defense, the surge. We can also put the goo down here. I'm not sure if we actually came across the secret shop yet. I don't think we actually managed to find it. It's gonna probably take me most of the time to solo this. Yeah, because there's only single target and we can't get that many burn stacks, even though our W is like really nice single target damage. Not as much damage as I would necessarily like, plus it's a tank mob as well. Put down the goo here just to kite it a little bit. Basically can't move, which means guaranteed landings on my W and Q. Also it takes a little bit more damage because it's got magic resist loss. There we go. I might look for the secret shop, if I'm honest here. Might actively seek it. And let those guys... Okay, the secret shop is here. There's one interesting item in particular from the secret shop that I would like, which is the peppers. Because you're playing Cinder quite close range, after you do a certain amount of casts, you kind of do like a flamethrower in front of you. But this is going to take me a little while to solo. There's 2 quite tanky mobs in this pack. Big monkey guy's going down eventually and gradually. Yeti's going to take a little while longer though. W does quite a decent amount of single target. Okay, cool. Okay, I've got enough for now the secret shop. So we want so the Ghost Pepper, 150 magic power, doing 3 basic abilities when they're on cooldown, which they will be. You do Fire Breath in front of you, dealing a bunch of magic damage, so it's pretty nice. In terms of XP as a team, we seem to be number 1. Don't want to spend too long killing packs up here. I've got to make sure I don't die. I've got a couple of health potions left. Let's try and find something a bit easier to kill. I don't want to get lasered down by these with quite low HP. There's also another item in the secret shop at the moment that has a crit chance on. I can't quite afford it though right now. Lone Wolf. This actually would have been pretty handy 5 minutes ago. Let's put the goo down just to kite and kill a couple of mobs here. Come back! I think a couple of them are dying to dot damage. Alright, we get another kill. It's a little bit more XP, but we better head back. Yeah, Cinder's not the best by himself. He does much better in the actual group rather than being the one going around doing the solo stuff. On this next surge wave, I'm going to try and see if we can try and be on the right hand side where you're more likely to be with more people. So for the boss fight, we'll also swap out Parting Gift for the Ghost Pepper, because Parting Gift, enemies you defeat might explode. Well, it's largely, there are ads on the boss fight, but it's largely a single target fight, so we don't actually want Parting Gift for that boss fight, so we'll swap them out. I'll drop Parting Gift on the floor and let someone use that cash to buy an item if they need it. Okay, looks like It's just going to be me over here, I guess. Maybe Lotus is going to try and help. Passing gift explosion, that was actually pretty good. $1.7k with only one burn target. I was hoping those mobs would run through, but she's kind of tanking them up there. This heal is going to be really annoying.
They're all afire.
Also, that auto attack when they're burning, that scales with magical power as well. So if you're able to stack up your burn
They're
on
fire.
a lot of targets, kind of like this.
Watch them burn.
This is where Cinder's damage kind of stands out a little bit more with the dot damage and a single target with the W.
Your Evercore is under attack.
As long as we do better than blue team, we'll be fine.
They're all afire.
Just grabbing aggro of everything that I can.
Their fire fuels me.
Got my slowing goose soon. Got my Q to basically pick up aggro off mobs shortly.
Shine through me.
Just gonna pop my ulti. Zari took all aggro of the monkey spawn.
Healing bloom.
Their fire fuels me.
That fire elemental is on me. Just getting out of range of the laser. We did alright, so we're swapping passing gift with the pepper. Gonna drop passing gift over there if anyone wants it for the cash. We got enough money to buy a phoenix shard, so we're gonna do that. Here at this point you want to make sure you got enough mana for the boss fight. If you don't, you want to stand the fountain. And yeah, on this harbor boss, it might actually be worth it because the auto attacks won't regenerate our mana unless we auto attack ads that are on fire. It might actually be worth to let ourselves go down and then revive, and then you revive with like full you revive with full mana. So here, dodge the fist. Just gonna put my paw down. It should actually be in range of the boss in terms of the magic resist penetration.
Healing bloom.
Like our team's falling severely behind on damage right now. Ants are spawning, so now we need to focus on those. Don't actually think this pepper thing is working. I don't think I've seen it actually proc, so I'm just going to move the item slot on it and see if it works after. Yeah, I had to move the item slot, unfortunately. You got to watch out for these little frost circles in the ground because it can get frozen. So we didn't kill the ads quick enough, so enemy team gets free DPS time. You can see we're having quite severe mana issues on this fight right now.
This will heal you.
This wall's about to come down. Honestly, I'm probably gonna let myself die to that. Try and get some more mana. Pop in my ulti. Need to do damage to the boss in order to try and send that cone to the other side.
Fight by my side.
Yeah, we didn't do very well on that. I'm downed anyway, but I needed the mana. But we got two people frozen because they didn't step away from the circle. Yeah, I think we're about to lose, unfortunately.
This will heal you.
Got it.
Healing bloom.
Yeah, the boss is about to go down. We didn't quite do very well on that, if I'm honest. Didn't really quite surprise me. I was surprised we had more XP than the enemy team, but yeah, it's the nature of the pug, and the enemy team might have had a pre-made as well, being a bit more organized. As you can see on my team's damage, it's quite substantially high. Usually, like, Zari should be kind of number one in any team composition right now. So the fact that we did more damage than the Zari specifically, like, you know, yeah, throughout the entire game is pretty good. And we did the most damage in the game apart from the opposite Zari. The other Zari did pretty well. That's the kind of numbers you're looking for. When you're playing like Aurea or Zari, you're wanting to try and hit around that 900k plus mark. 1 million, you know, is normal for me. 1 million on Zari and Aurea is normal for me. Yeah, it's that's the kind of numbers that you're wanting to head towards. If you can push 800k, I mean, with a more organized group and doing more objectives and stuff, and killing, which means attacking more mobs, with Cinder you're probably looking around about the 800k mark for like a good game. So that's the kind of numbers you're looking for. Let me just check on stuff. So yeah, we didn't have like magic penetration on our support. She took the scraping shots, which is armor penetration, so we didn't have any magic debuffs on the boss, magic resist debuffs, apart from my goo. To be fair though, we did have a very physical damage team composition with the Lotus and the Zari and the Blink. But yeah, so considering that we didn't actually get any help either with something like Shatter, which is a magic resist debuff of 500 gold from the shop, I think we did very well actually topping the damage by the amount that we did too. So overall, it was an okay game. A little bit scuffed, but it was okay. So yeah, that's basically how you play Cinder at the moment in patch 2 in Evercore. This is for a YouTube recording, so if you are watching on Twitch, hi. And if you do want to support me and the videos that I'm making for Evercore at the moment, you are able to support me by using the creator code. So if you go to the options at the top right hand corner of the screen, you click on creator support. If you type in Bizzleberry before purchasing anything in the game with real life money, so that includes also like if you buy the Founders Pack stuff, or if you buy like anything in the shop in terms of Ever Points or Mythic Core things, then I get a small cut and it helps support what I do. So appreciate you. If you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to check out the other Evercore videos that I've done, and see you soon for another video.